Creating is the opposite of thinking. Creating is doing. And creating is getting that idea from your head into a different form. In our case, music. And I think that is what the Connect 6 is about. Creating. A point where two systems meet and interact. That is what Google says about the word interface. And we are dealing with interfaces every single day of our life. For instance, on our phones, but also plugins, user interfaces. And of course, these type of interfaces. And these interfaces are there as a layer between the digital world and the real world. And the way such a layer or such an interface is built up is really important for workflow and usability. Now, if we look at traditional studio setups and how interfaces work in a traditional studio, it's quite complex and it's really a lot to set up if you just want to record something. And the reason for that is that studios need to be very versatile. They need to be able to make a lot of different setups. Same goes for my studio. I'm running 32 channels and I have a pretty extensive patch bay. And I think what LEWITT did with the Connect 6 is really making that whole technical step a lot easier, but like a lot. While at the same time being still very versatile. Now, you can do a lot of things with this one knob design, but the real power comes from the internal DSP that you control with the software. Yes, all processing that this thing does happens internally. You can even disconnect your computer and it still does all the routing that you've selected. Quite cool, actually. So I really like how the software is laid out because it's so simple. It's you don't have to think about anything. So routing is super easy. You can connect a direct source to an output, or you can connect one of the two internal mix buses to an output. And I think two mix buses is all you need in, I don't know, most situations. Fun fact, the Neumann console, which is a broadcasting console, also has two mix buses. And the way that you could use this is by making a mix A with all the content on it, your microphone, your audio, your music, basically the whole picture that you want to hear on your headphones. And if you're streaming, for instance, that your audience is going to hear. While mix B could be a monitoring mix, which would output on your speakers, and you don't want to have your live microphone on there because of feedback and stuff. And it's so easy to control this, like you just have two faders and two mute buttons, or on buttons, or however you want to call them. It's so simple. And I've been testing a few interfaces and really nothing comes close to this simplicity. Now, you want to make music, you want to just sit down with your instrument, or maybe you want to record vocals or whatever, or you want to stream, or you want to record videos like me. You don't want to bother too much with setting up because it takes a lot of time, a lot of energy, and by the time that you've set up, you've lost your creativity and you want to go do something else. So what LEWITT has integrated in here is an automatic setup wizard. And I think that can really help because it really dials in the basic settings already. So you are pretty far into setting it up within a minute or something. And I'm starting to like these kind of workflows. I am doing this myself as well by using Sonable plugins and using their AI features in there to get me started, basically. And that saves up a lot of time and really keeps me in the process of creating. Because again, that's just what it's all about. Now, another thing that's built in here is dynamics and EQ on both the microphone inputs. Now, I don't use that when I'm filming my videos. By the way, all the videos that I've recorded last month, I've recorded my audio through this interface. It was a bit hard keeping that secret, but yeah. I don't use those effects during recording because I like to do it afterwards. However, I've also been using this interface for video calls because I like to have a very good sound in video calls. It's actually what that little microphone over there is for. And also, if you would be streaming or something, it's really great to have, your voice just ready to go. You don't have to worry about it anymore. Now, of course, I wanted to test this thing in a different way. I of course wanted to check the quality of the conversion. And we did some scientific tests. Actually, Leonard did them. Leonard is known for his laser focus on high precision audio. And he's also the one that built my speakers. And we compared this interface with these two because I had these two laying around. So the outputs of the Focusrite and the LEWITT, they perform on almost the same level. Like there's hardly any difference between the two, while the outputs of the Apogee performed a little bit better. But this thing is also like 4 times more expensive than LEWITT, and it was only a little bit better. And weirdly enough, the inputs of the LEWITT performed better than the inputs of the Apogee. So that's interesting. Now, honestly, when I did a listen test to these three, there wasn't any difference. They're all great. They're all great interfaces. With that statement, the big question, of course, is like, am I going to buy one? And honestly, the answer is yes. I mean, I already have a lot of interfaces in here, but that's all for running the audio for the studio. When it comes to running audio for my filming and for my very rarely done live streams, this thing is perfect. And I'm actually thinking of buying 2. One to put in my studio over here for whenever I'm doing filming and that kind of stuff. And another one to take with me, to travel with, to do video calls on, and for all other stuff that I need an interface for. The only slight downside is that it's made out of plastic, so I should be careful with it. Like compared to the microphones, which are made out of metal, this thing feels a little bit, plasticky because it's made out of plastic. But of course, only time will tell if that's an issue. So we should actually check my traveling interface in a year from now or something. Maybe that's a cool plan. Remind me of that. Please remind me of that. Email me a year from now that I should show the interface that I travel with. So yeah, with that being said, I want to end the video over here. For the disclosure, LEWITT did give me this interface actually already a month ago. However, they have absolutely no saying in whatever story that I wanted to tell about this thing. I think LEWITT is doing a great job on both supporting creators and keeping them independent. So big shout out to LEWITT. Now, if you would like to support my independence, make sure to use my affiliate links over here or down there. And if you use my affiliate links for buying your gear, a little bit of your purchase gets kicked back to me. So make sure to do that. It's highly appreciated. Another way to support the channel is by becoming a member. I'll link my Patreon campaign over here, but you can also join on YouTube. Content is the same on both. And if you don't want to join, but you want to watch more videos, make sure to check out this one, because in this video, I am building this exact microphone. Thanks a lot for watching, keep pushing, and bye bye.